Hi everyone, welcome back to ASX Market Watch and charting trend signals around the world. A very exciting episode this week because one of the premonitions we had about 18 months ago has actually come true, and it's actually in the process of coming true right now. That's extremely exciting, and it's all based on a very simple pattern called the broadening wedge pattern. In fact, look, we're going to look at charts around the world. We're going to start with down under, but this is where the pattern happened and is forming at the moment. I'm going to try and link to the video just below this one as well, so you can see that we actually did make that call in real time. But basically, the idea behind it was, see this little pattern right here, is we've got higher peaks and higher peaks and lower troughs. There we go. So like a little broadening wedge pattern right here. This was back in early 2010. Now, at the time, it was around April to May, I called the fact that it would usually go sharply through the bottom of the pattern, which it did, and then have a sharp retracement to the upside, which it did. Now, that is usually followed by about 6 months of upwards price action, which we had from July to, probably about 6 to 7 months, from July to about February to March. And after that, guys, followed by that is a bear market. Now, that's currently what we're looking at being in at the moment. And again, look, they haven't called a recession in Australia yet, but the market never lies. The market tends to sort of check things out 6 months before they actually happen in the real economy. So look, I'm not saying that that it's definitely going to be a recession, but I'm saying that the market is actually sort of forecasting that that's what we're in at the moment. The reason why I say that is looking at the All Ordinaries on a weekly chart. We've had a Dow theory exit, and also on a daily basis, on a shorter term chart, if I could just get rid of that, there we go. We've got this downward move. Last week we called the false signal right here, and so that was not an upward move. It looked like an upward move, but it wasn't. It was an upward move in sheep's clothing. Ha ha ha! And it really, you know what? It got me. It got me. I actually went to buy stocks on Monday, and I really wanted to buy stocks on Monday, but you know what? I had to cancel my orders because basically it was a false signal, and ever since this last week, what's happened? The market has absolutely tanked. So the downtrend remains, and that's the All Ordinaries, and that's the Premonition. Pretty cool, huh? You've got to love that. Very simple pattern to trade, that one. Next up is the Dow Jones. Really, really simple stuff on the Dow Jones. Basically, we've still got our long-term uptrend. It's been going for literally 2 years now. Man, how good is the American market? For some reason, it's just been going really well. While the rest of the world is lagging, the American market seems to be going okay, at least from a market point of view, and whether, whatever stimulation is going on from a Fed point of view as well. But either way, the market's still going well. So you've got that really long-term uptrend, as you can see here, going for about 2 years right now. And currently, we've got a short-term uptrend characterized by the crossing of this downtrend line right here. We do have resistance at 12,800, which is where the market has currently found resistance. So if you're trading really short term, a lot of people might get flat here. They might get back into cash and wait for the market to start making a new solid move upwards, which would be sort of a close above maybe about 12,600, about 12,650 approximately. In other words, if the market closes above that trend line right there. So, but in the meantime, look, it's sort of in a short-term sideways movement. It still is in that sort of short-term upwards trend though, and it's also in the longer-term upward trend. The longer-term upward trend would not be changed unless it closed below 12,100. So that's the level to beat on the Dow Jones at the moment. Until then, the uptrend remains. And just be careful of the resistance there, guys, as well. So yeah, too easy. The FTSE, on the other hand, last week we called a very short-term exit signal. Why did we do that? So simple. This is just ridiculously simple. See this line here? It's basically natural resistance at 6,100. What does natural resistance mean? It's basically a level where traders are afraid they want to sell at this level, in other words. And so as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 9 or 10 times that the market has actually bounced off the 6,100 level on the FTSE, and it's done it again just recently, and that's what we called last week. Too easy. Now, in the meantime, the medium-term trend on the FTSE is still sideways. So what a lot of people are doing is they're actually selling at the top here and buying at the bottom of here. That's how you would trade. Usually, that's how you would trade a channel, which we're seeing at the moment, this sideways channel. I hope that makes sense. And next up, let's check out the Shanghai Composite. Yes, that's a great one to check out because it's China, and China is one of those forces that's moving the world right now. As you can see, we're still in a long-term downtrend in China. However, over the last couple of weeks, I've been calling a shorter term uptrend. So what this means, guys, and as you can see, the market is still in that shorter term uptrend. it hasn't, still, I think we called it the early trend signal was about here, and now the market is still in that uptrend. If it was to close now below 2,750, that would be a short-term exit signal on the Shanghai Composite. But basically what some people do is they trade counter to the longer term trend. What that means is you've got this long term downtrend here. It goes for about maybe 1 to 2 years. Now in the meantime, you've got these little mini trends in the meantime. So as you can see, we've had this mini downtrend. Now we've got this mini uptrend, and basically, some people might be trading that. And it's just one of the things that you can do. But just be very wary, because if that trend ends, with a close below 2,750, then that's something to be very mindful of on the Shanghai Composite. In the meantime, resistance is up at 3,000. A nice round number there as well. Next, really quickly, the Nikkei. Nikkei, again, we called a short-term trend change, an upward trend back at 9,700, a solid signal at 9,800. And since then, the market has gone up in beautiful fashion. Happy days. Just for the record as well, the medium-term trend is up on the Nikkei, despite their crash in March. So the medium-term trend is still up, and the short-term trend is up as well. What we'd be looking for is we've got support now at about 9,650. If it closes below that, that would be your sort of medium-term exit signal on the Nikkei. That would be your last line of defense, your level of support there. Until then, basically it's sort of in that short-term uptrend. You could look for a little zigzag pattern down if you wanted to confirm an earlier trend change to the downside. But who's to say? I don't think, I'm unsure that will happen. In the meantime, just trade the trend. Trade in the direction of the trend. It's very, very simple stuff. Next up, really quickly, is the Hang Seng. As you can see, the Hang Seng, and this is what I meant with China as well. See this downward trend channel goes for about 8 months on the Hang Seng in Hong Kong. And as you can see, it's got these little upward and downward movements in between. And what that means basically is we're sort of testing the bottom level of this trend channel right now. If it closes below approximately 21,500, that would signal like a significant amount of downside on the Hang Seng in Hong Kong. In the meantime, the downtrend still is in force. I think last week, we had called a really short-term uptrend between here and here, and we said that if it closes below, you see this little level here, this little zigzag pattern down, 22,355, that would be your short-term exit signal, and that's exactly what's happened. Now the market's started to fall again. Just be very mindful, still in a medium-term downtrend and in a short-term downtrend in Hong Kong. And just between you and me as well, Hong Kong tends to lead Australia by a little bit, because what we got here is in June, we started, and July we got a decent signal, an upward move, this little zigzag pattern up. We didn't get the same decent upward move until September on the All Ordinaries, and also we got the top on the Hang Seng in November, when we didn't get the top until about March on the All Ordinaries. So just keep that in mind, guys, because Hong Kong just might be a bit of a leading indicator for the All Ordinaries at the moment. At least that's one thing that I've personally noted as well. Now, last but not least is the BSE 30. India, awesome, India. Downtrend, look at that downtrend. Very simple stuff. It's a line on a chart. It's not rocket science. There it is right there. Now, what do we have? We had a little, as you can see, short-term entry signal. And again, it's counter to the overall trend. I hope that makes sense. This is your resistance. That's exactly what we said. It would find resistance at that level, 19,100 approximately. That's exactly where it did find resistance. And now it's just trading still in this downward to sideways trend channel right here. So yeah, like I would be looking for a more solid signal to close above 19,200 approximately. If it closes above that, that's a good sign on the BSE 30. Until then, the downtrend does remain. So it's in a short term and a medium term downtrend on the BSE 30. Guys, that is the world from a chartist point of view. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's great to chat charts with you, great to check out the markets, and great to see where the world is heading, because basically that's where the money is made. You know, you can analyze fundamentals and company reports till your eyes go blue or till they pop out of your head. But at the end of the day, the price is what makes you the money. Guys, have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.